Hello all, and welcome to this streaming. Today I'm going to play some of the games included with the AtGames Ultimate Portable Game Player. So now let's see what games do we have. Okay, so we can see here in the menu it says Firecore, that's the emulation technology to say so from AtGames. We have the games sorted alphabetically and we have 9 pages, so let's look at them. Alex Kidd, Alien Storm, Alter Beast, Arrow Flash, no idea of that game. Bonanza Bros, doesn't ring a bell. Chakan, Columns, Columns Free, the famous comic song Crackdown, Decap Attack, SWAT or SWAT or eSWAT, Eternal Champions, Fatal Labyrinth, Flicky, Game Ground. This is a game we looked at the last week on the AtGames Master System handheld. Golden Eggs, Golden Eggs 1, 2, and 3. Jewel Master, Kid Chameleon, Mean Bean Machine, Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3. This is a good collection. Fantasy Star 2, Fantasy Star 3, Ristar. I thought it was a Game Gear exclusive, so maybe we have some Game Gear games as well. Shadow Dancer, Shinobi 3. This D-pad is very unstable. What? Okay, Shinobi 3, Sonic's 3D Blast, Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic Spinball, Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2, Sword of Vermilion, the Oath, Vectorman 1 and 2, and now we start with games that are not licensed from Sega, but are made by AtGames themselves, and probably they are quite crap games. We'll explore them. So Air Hockey, Adventuring Park, Black Sheep, Bomber, Bottle Taps Race, Brain Switch, Bubbles Master, Brick the Fireline, Cannon, Checker, Chess, Cross the Road. So this is a Frogger imitation, clearly. Curling 2010, Dominant Amber, Fight or Lose, Flash Memory, Hexagonous, Hide and Seek, Hidden Agenda, Jax P, Jewel Magic. That's just columns. So we have columns and a ripoff of columns. Jura Formula, Lost World Sudoku. Okay, there are a lot. So, and then the SD card that I have right now, not put any game on the SD card, but it has an SD card slot and you can put at least Genesis or Mega Drive games on it. So let's start with Alex Kidd in the Enchanted Castle. Let's change the game here. Let's start it. Rock, paper, scissors minigame. looks like a platformer, and yeah, graphic-wise is higher graphics than the Master System, but doesn't look very good. I mean, the controls are crap, and yeah, I don't like this game really. So what was supposed to be? So just break everything I find. That what? There's a huge car that I can break with a feet, and then there's two miniature flying airplanes. That like, what are those airplanes doing that? And I've just broken the ground. Oh, so I can break the ground like that. This game is strange. I mean, Alex Kidd in Miracle World from the Master System is an all-time classic, but this game just looks like trying to get benefit from the goose of the golden eggs and not particularly achieving what it tries to do. Just follows the same mechanic as all Alex Kidd's games, so nothing different here. Just punch your enemies on brick blocks, or in this case, like pots to find coins. Now I have this rice thing from Japan that's very different there and practically unknown in Europe. Yeah, more punching the enemies and just calling it a day. Okay. Let's check the next game. Alien Storm. Okay, so this game doesn't ring a bell. I don't know this game. I never heard of it as far as I know, but I'm very bad with names, so maybe. So the start key is kind of flaky. Oh, good, sound test. Let's try the sound test. This is... That was all? So while the Genesis and Mega Drive are stereo consoles, it seems that this one is just getting out mono sound. I tried with the headphone output, but as long as you enable the video output, the headphone output doesn't work, and on the headphone output you just get the same exact song on both left and right channels, so it doesn't matter. It's still audio, mono audio. Okay, so that's the special attack. doesn't look bad, but I don't understand the weapon. What's the weapon supposed to be? Really, I don't understand the weapon. What am I supposed to do with this? Like the main weapon just stuns them and then he uses a pistol to kill them afterwards. Okay, so I'm hearing that the volume of my voice is too low, so I'm just going to change the volume. Let's try it and see if I can fix it. So how it sounds now? Do you hear me? Is my voice okay, or do I just need to get it lower? Okay, do you still hear me out of the music? I'm not talking now, I'm talking now, I'm not talking now. Okay, now it seems that we have fixed the volume. It's difficult to get this, I mean, both of the volumes right. Okay, let's check next game. This is a strange game. Or can I change the... No, I cannot change the character. Sorry, let's just move to next game. So I was saying it's difficult to try to get the volume right when you have a game and then your voice and you want both of them to be heard properly, because one volume will always be much higher than the other one. So now let's move to Alter Beast. This is the mythical Sega game, and
Power up.
I'm trying to start the game, but the start button is not.
Rise from your grave.
Okay. This is the kick and this is the punch. I'm gonna punch you to death. Ouch! What are you doing? Don't punch me. Don't you dare to punch me. Don't punch me. Say don't punch me. What? Leave me alone. Stop following me. What? I'm trapped here. Okay, no. What are you doing? Well, Bacon, I don't know if it received a sequel right now. I know it's an arcade and the arcade version is much better, but okay, this is the Genesis, so it's the bigger arcade port. But about Game Boy Advance, really, I don't know.
Power up.
Stop punching me. Yeah, I'm very bad at this game, or is it me? My last life. I'm going to die soon because I'm very bad at this game. Stop punching me! Okay, I think I got the hang of it. No!
Power up.
No, I am stronger. Come on, come on, come on. Die. Okay, yeah, I got the hell of it. That sounds like a boss. No, no, I'm not going near you. Just leave me. Leave me alone. Go. Bye. Wow. And now I become the beast. What? I'm not in dead. The very instant I become the beast, I'm dead. Life is not fair. Yeah, that's me. I know, game over. Yeah. That thing happens to the best of us. It's what happens to the best of us. So, what should be the next game? Arrow Flash, whatever this game is. Let's put it in easy, just in case. Oh, nice music. I'm not going to play on hard. I'm trying to have some time of playing. Just let me play easy. So you were absolutely wrong, Bacon. It's not like a Smash TV. It's a shooting up. Me like. Yeah. Power up. Oh shit. I can change position. Now I am playing, now I am whatever. And this is the super something. The D-pad is much better than the other arcade handheld I tested last week, so I'm playing the Shottenham and my hand is not hurting. What? I was changing phone. That's not fair. Yeah, the world needs more Mass TV clones. Didn't they do a modern clone launching indie on Steam a few months ago or something like that? Go, 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 go. Smash button, smash button. More power up. That was a power up. What did you... How can a power up kill me? Okay, I'm like following the mixes from the enemy. Let's take this seriously. Or not. Or this. Come on, I want to see the stage boss. You can do it, you can do it. And this isn't easy. It will be very hard on hard. I don't think this is the boss. Is this the boss? No, it's not. Obviously. This is... I'm to think that on the real Mega Drive the music will be much more first playing compared to here. It sounds like too much on the background. I'm practically unable to listen to the music, or maybe it's me because I'm just shooting like crazy. Next week I'll test these same games on a real Sega Mega Drive. A PAL 50Hz Sega Mega Drive, but okay, this console is also running on 50Hz PAL signal, so. But the Mega Drive I will use RGB capture instead of composite. And I hope my Mega Drive gets stereo sound properly. It should. There's no stage boss? Or what? The D-pad is right, but the buttons are very small and it's being very hard to just press the B button, so pressing A and C at the same time, or X, Y, Z. Because they're much smaller, and the X, Y, Z are even smaller. So I don't know if it's designed for another kind of hand. My hand is not so big, but yeah, it's a problem. Now there's the stage boss, I suppose. Or not. It's already crashing. There are no stage bosses? Yeah, that kind of game doesn't exist where you're on the Shottenham and you're the boss. It wouldn't make many sense anyway. You can be the bad guy, but not the boss. There are many more Shottenhams than I expected on these consoles. I expected, well, it's not that I expected, but I wasn't under the impression that besides the Neo Geo on the 16-bit era, there were not many games, like, just like R-Type and Xenon, and that's all. But in discovering there are many more than I thought at first, so that's good. That's good. I like it. I like this style of games. This horizontal shooting ups and vertical shooting ups like 1942. Those are my favorite style of games from these generations. No, Bacon. I more think that that's the Japanese RPGs. My mouse fall off and it almost wanted to shut down OBS. That's crazy. Now let's think about what will be the next game. So Arrow Flash is a good game. I like it. I'm surprised. Let's see the intro. Because we have not seen the intro of any game. We just enter to play games. So this is very anime. Oh, I want that power. And that looks like a boss, but I have not seen any boss. That's all? That was the intro? Or did it crash? Yeah, that's all. That was the intro. So yeah, really like this game. Let's see what's the next surprise we have saved here. And the next game will be Bonanza Bros. Okay, what's Bonanza Bros even? I say there are some games here that doesn't make much sense. Bonanza Bros. Maybe something like, I don't know, Snow Bros. But Bonanza. Looking just for the capture that appears here in the game, in the menu, it looks like it's going to be how it was called. Yeah, what was the name of that genre? Oh, when you're horizontally and hitting, hit up, or yeah, okay. So you get what I mean, like Fatal Fury and the typical Capcom CPS2 games. I think it's that kind of game, it's that genre of game right now. Let's see if we have some intro. Or maybe I'm wrong about the genre totally, completely. What? I don't understand. Yeah, I was completely wrong about the genre. What the kind of game is this? Wow. Let's try it. Is that what am I supposed to do here? Yeah, don't look at me. Really? Wow. This is how I have hidden? Just here in the corner. You don't see me anymore. Good. Die. Or something. I'm just going to steal up. Oh, so many cops here. I'm hidden. Wow. I'm hidden. Don't you see me? There's no me. There's no me. Die. Die or something. What the hell am I doing? Okay, they catch me. This game is crazy. What's... So I just hidden now. No? Bye. Ah, stop. Don't kill me. Okay, what else doing interesting? This game is absurd.
Wow.
Okay, this game is absurd. I don't like this game. What is this game about? Yeah, okay, I'm on jail. Sue me. Let's see the next game. I didn't like this game. It's an awful game. Chacan is the next game. Whatever that means. There are some games that doesn't ring a bell at all, and that's good. Take care with the hotkeys. They can do things you don't want them to do. Chacan. Okay. I didn't expect the C to do that. The start button is wrong. What was that? It has been so long, so very long. I have hunted evil for no less than 1,000 years. Yet I remember well how this pain started, as though it were just yesterday. When my blood was warm, I was a great warrior. Neither man nor beast could best me in mortal combat. With C, not with a key, because that's another game. Then, in my arrogance, I said one day even death himself will bow before my swords. Do you like my voice? Come on. That's all. I mean, there's no end of, the structure of a story. Okay. He smiled and said, from among of death, from death himself, away. If you win, eternal life is yours. If I win, your soul is mine to do with as I wish. Foolishly, I accepted. With sword and spell, we clashed toe to toe. The world trembled at unleashed powers. Bueno, I attacked with such fury and might that even death himself was taken aback, and the incredible fell. I toppled the master, and he granted my reward. So now you live eternally. That's not funny. Yeah, that's a curse, exactly. I'm cursed to live until all supernatural evil is destroyed. I hunt, and fight, and kill. Until the end of my course. Or until I left loss of lives and I have to continue the game, or game over. Only then will I be able to seek solitude and forever rest. Yeah, okay, as you say. I'm starting to change my opinion about letting the intros go. This intro was awful. I at least put my voice, so it made it funnier, I suppose. Hope. Chacan. The Forever Man. Okay. Sega of America. Start game. What's supposed to do now? It's a platform with swords. What? There's a portal here. Let's enter the portal. Enter the portal. There's a loading screen on a Cars game. Come on, stop telling me things. I don't care who was the Dragonfly King. I don't care if he hails from a prehistoric time, a modern time, or the future. Just let me play the game. A loading screen on a cartridge. This is nuts. Yeah, I'm trying to enjoy my time. You're not letting me do it. This is crazy. What time is it? You look, it's late now. Oh, finally, we can enter the game, and there's obviously not eternal life. I can die. Like this. See? I died. Oh, no, really. No. That's... No. Why? No more intro, please. Okay. Let's try again. Oh, God. This is awful. The character just moves so slow. I'm trying to time my jump and failing spectacularly. Okay. That was supposed to be a jump. Oh. Okay, now let me measure the distance. So it's like 2 meters, and I take 1 meter, and come on, jump. Oh, can't believe it. One last try. I got it! Finally! I jumped! Stop, stop. Don't attack me. I just jumped. And yeah. Okay. How? This is... no. If all the games are going to be like this, like the character moves so slow that timing the jump is practically impossible. Let's try another portal. And now we're going to have another loading screen. Because it's a cartridge that uses a floppy on a CD, or I don't understand what is this cartridge doing with so many loading screens. I don't care about all this history. Oh, I can skip it. I should have tried before. More jumps. Okay, at least I don't die now. Now, if it was moving slow before, now it's moving at slow motion. Why do you walk so slowly? You can move faster. See, you can move faster. It really is. I cannot run faster. I cannot move faster. Can't move faster than this. This is nuts. Okay, now let's see from. So the main character sprite is overloaded. The water doesn't look like water. The transparency effect doesn't look like transparency. And this is a good try and spectacular fail by the developer. The sprite move too slow, but it's not about something rendering out of the engine, because when I use the swords, it moves fast. You see? Fast. But then it's walking too slow. And now when I get inside the water, I have some resistance, and I'm moving even slower. So I'm practically not moving at all, and that makes this game very difficult to play, with adult words of playing. Why I'm suffering like this? Oh, double jump. I should have known there was a double jump before. It has a nice parallax, but all the textures, they look too overloaded, and the colors was supposed to be green or rust color or what? I think this game could have been done better. I know that the palette of the Mega Life is not the best, but this choice of colors is just wrong. More water now, so we can move slow motion movement. I know I'm playing the PAL version at 50 Hz and this is going to be slower than Americans. Maybe that's why Sega of America didn't notice these games not running properly. This is now how the game should move. This is not how the character should move. And stop. This creature is going to kill me. This squid is going to kill me. Yeah, this squid has killed me. Let's move to the next game. This is not a good game. And the next game will be Columns, if I'm not wrong. Let's have a 5-minute play at Columns. What's the worst that can happen? Columns. I don't know if it was trying columns free, it's just going to be more columns. Or just really move into comic zone. No, yet this game is just columns. Why I'm playing columns? I certainly prefer the Tetris music than the columns music. This music is just too relaxing, boring even. Okay, let's move to the next game. I'm going to check columns free just to see what are the differences with columns 1. I don't think there are many differences. Revenge of Columns. How can the columns take revenge? Why? There's a lot of people that have entered the pyramid and everyone is dead and has not returned, and you want me to come in. Why? I know I don't want to go. Leave me alone. You go for me. And then you tell me. If it's okay, I go behind you. If not, you die. And don't. Who am I? Someone that doesn't want to be here? Now we have better graphics and it seems like something of an story. And something that even tries to be a story or something like that. What I'm doing here with my life. Now it seems like I'm fighting the console. I'm better at Tetris than Columns, that's for sure. Oh no, that's not how I wanted to play it. What? No, not me. Why do you hate me? No, that's not what I want to do. Okay, this won't work. Oh. What am I doing? I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm going to die very fast. What's that block? Ah, that block was helpful. I don't even know what I'm doing. I have some luck, it seems. A lot of luck. Don't you love my luck? I don't know what I'm doing right now. I say I'm going to love. clear way I can say this. No, I'm dead. I'm dead. Yeah, that's not what I want to do. I'm dead. That was it. The spider won. Let's go to the next game. Comic Zone. So before starting Comic Zone, let me set. Sorry, okay, now I'm going to be back in 5 minutes. Okay, I'm back here. Hello. So all of you that here, please say hello on the chat. To know you're here and not just bots. Who's here? Say hello in the chat. Hello, hello. I'm feeling I'm ignored. I sing along. In space, nobody can hear you scream. And in my Twitch chat, nobody can hear me rant. Or something. Okay, let's go to Comic Zone. Comic Zone? Comic Zone. Comics. Okay, stop. Seems that it takes some time to get the video. I'm using a retro scaler to exist. But I have connected the audio output directly to the line input of the computer because it gets higher quality. I love this game. I had it on PC when it was the port of PC long time ago, before the modern port. I never had on the Genesis or the Mega Drive. I really never had a Mega Drive. Let's enjoy the music for a moment. Okay, no. New York City, present day, present time. Haha. Okay, no, that's lame. Ouch. This game has a lot of text. Obviously, it's a comic. Comic? It's a comic. Comic strip. So, comic book. No. I beg your pardon? I'm not your superhero. I'm just a drawer. Now you become the hero of your own history. You have a job to do. Come on. Okay, let's give it a shot. This is crazy. Okay, so jump, fight, block. Oh, it supports 6 buttons, and I have just misused the knife. Placa, 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 placa. Okay. Boom. I'm taking more of my own health than the enemy's health. Okay. Wait a moment, please. Let's continue. It doesn't move. Strigil? What's a strigil? Get down here. I need health. I shouldn't have used it just trying the buttons. You die. And your creator. Obviously I'm not your bread. I'm your god. Get up here. No, I'm not going down here. No, I'm not. No. Stop. Get up here. Come on. Take this and this and this. I told you don't come here. Come up here. You don't come up here, you get hit. What? How? Okay, I'm dead. Huh. It's not like you're going to do much on a body of flesh and bone. You're just evil, not magically evil. 7% is not so bad. It's more than 0.
Test 1, 2.
Let's go for the next game. Crackdown. But this looks more like a Smash Brother, maybe. But no. That's very easy to way to die. What? What? Set the time bombs. How many bombs must I set? More time bombs. Where? No escape. I'm trying to escape. Boom. Okay, I don't understand this game. Let's move to the next one. Why do I have a red there? Decap attack. Decap attack. Decap attack. Well, this game is not even registered by Twitch. Huh? Ta 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 ta. This no, left no. This is somewhat familiar. I've seen this somewhere. This is a strange platformer. I'm not dead. What am I? I don't have a head. And I'm killing monsters of some kind. Or scaring them with some kind of face that gets out of my chest. Quite strange to say the least. What's this? I'm going super fast. Mega fast. Yen's fast. Yen's is fast. Not anymore. And I'm going normal. And I'm falling again. I'm dead. This game's crazy. Let's move to the next game. I mean, the music is nice. It has this kind of terror horror game from the 90s. Like, you know, the famous Ghost and Ghost. The looks of the game are also nice, and I like the music. But the game is not. It's not like it's not funny. The game is funny. I mean, it's funny, but it's kinda hard. So yeah, kinda hard. There's a limited time to try games. I only have until 8, so let's just move to the next game, and if I have free time later on, I can just revisit any game as needed. Or I can also do another stream next week with more games or trying games on the SD card, but I have to say that most of the games I can think of the Genesis and Mega Drive are here. Maybe I'm missing Disney games or some Electronic Arts games, but I'm not a fan of sport games or Electronic Arts games. I don't really care. But it seems like it's a much better collection than on the Master System handheld from games. Now, ISWAT. Let's call it E-SWAT. Come on. The start button is hard. No, you're Robocop.
E-SWAT.
Yeah, it was E-SWAT. No, I-SWAT. E-SWAT.
E-SWAT.
That screen allow me nothing. Jump, shoot. More jump. There is music, but I don't hear any sound effect. This is... Yeah, the sound effects are... The shooting effects, at least, are criminally low. Stop there so I can kill you. Where's my life indicator? Why do I have so low life? That was a hole! Like, you know, in the middle of the street, there's a hole and you fall off the hole. Just like that. What kind of cop are you that you fall on a hole on the street? Well, this is the kind of cop I am. Oh. This guy fires explosive rounds. Like... So this is just a shooting platformer. Ah, where are those? Where is that coming from? And I'm down again. I hate when just the enemies reappear and reappear. There are infinite enemies. Like where does all that people come from? Is there just yellow pages of bad guys and you just go there and you call all of them, or you go to a supermarket and buy more bad guys? Like okay, I want 1 ton of bad guys. Possibly distributed in strong bad guys and not so strong bad guys. What is this supposed to? continue forward. So I think I'm dead. Oh, when I finally found a way to go up. Yeah, this is tiring. This game's boring, and I'm going to repeat this SWAT game. What's the next game? No, yeah, I have to power it on. Okay, now what? Don't. Come on. Eternal champions. We are the champions. Eternal. Information? Character biographies? Shadow Yamoto. Time zone. Storyline. That's a lot of storyline. I think it's a fighting game. Yeah, it's a fighting game. So enter the contest. I'm dying. I'm not very good at fighting games, and this is no exception. But at least he uses the 6 buttons, included on the handheld. I'm dead. That was fast. on, I was winning. No. And I lost. By time, I was winning, and then I lost. That's not fair. Yeah, I don't like fighting games. At least not this game. Let's go to the next one. That is Fatal Labyrinth. Whatever it is. I'm enjoying this music. Let it play. Maybe it has an intro. No, it doesn't seem to have an intro, but it's a nice music. Siga. That's a thunderstorm or something. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. Now we have the intro. This looks like a RPG. I'm not going to play RPGs because they are too long for this streaming. At least, I mean, now. We'll play RPGs other times. Don't give me missions. So this is like Dragon Crystal that I played on the other AtGames last week, and I mean it's exactly the same. They use the same engine, but obviously updated to the to the Mega Drive hardware, but the same way. If you want to hit an enemy, just go in front of it and hit. Pick the hand action, so the menu with a button. Yeah, it's exactly the same. Same engine. And it looks like it's turn-based, so this D-pad is doing crazy things. I'm not doing that, I'm just going left and right. So when I move one square, the enemy move one square, so it's like turn-based. Obviously, higher resolution means more things on the screen. More buttons means more actions you can do. More colors, but it's exactly the same engine as Dragon Crystal. Leave me alone. I mean, this game will be fun. It's funny right now, but it's too long of a game to play right now on this streaming today. I'm just going to play enough to have images for the future YouTube video about this console. By the way, if you don't know, you can watch the YouTube video prepare about the AtGames Master System and Game Gear handheld. And you can watch it now on my YouTube, where you can see me tear it down and speak about the games and compare it with real hardware and show you how the screen and the integrated speaker sounds. I will do the same with this console next week. you don't know my YouTube channel, you can see it on my profile as well as on the streaming end card I will put when I finish the streaming for about 5 minutes after I finish playing the games. If you want me to play a retro console or any other game, just drop a message, do a request, and if I consider it so, I will schedule it for one day. Also, if you want me to continue playing or playing more frequently, as well as streaming my retro computer repairs and so on, please subscribe on my Patreon. So that will help me get more time to dedicate to these streams and my YouTube videos. Let's go to the next game. Flicky. Yeah, that's the name of a game. Flicky. What is this? This looks like... This doesn't look like a Mega Drive game. So what I'm supposed to do is rescue the little chickens. I don't know what I have thrown away. And I must not be catched by whatever that is. Certainly this game doesn't look like a Mega Drive game. It looks like something for the Master System, but I don't get it. I'll have to look up to see where this game comes from. It's slightly hard. Come here, come here, come here. No, you leave me alone. No, 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 no. Stop. Stop following me. Is that I don't know if that's a cat or whatever it is. Just stop following me. Oh, come on, there are two of them. Okay, finish the first stage. Stop following me. What? That's not fair. I'm going out, I'm getting out, and you're not catching me. What was this? Well, I only lost 2. Haha, gotcha. Catch me. This map is just too small. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Ha, all of them at once. Get that. Okay, this becomes much more difficult. Why is this? Okay, this is not. Let's try the next game. The next game is Game Ground. That we already looked at this game in the Master System at Games last week. And let's see how different it is, the Mega Drive version. Okay, Twitch doesn't want to show me the button. That background is... Thankfully, it's already out. Yeah, the game followed the same concept as in the Master System. Yes, better colors, bigger sprites, but exactly the same kind of a game. What the? The enemies are much more difficult in this version than in the Master System version. And this Deepa is not helping right now. Yeah, it's not helping. How was I hit then? Okay, we already saw this game on the Master System, so I'm not sure there's much sense on just playing this a lot of time. Two enemies, wow. There are certainly many more enemies than on the Master System version. Also, the enemies here, they just touch you and you're dead. And this version is more difficult than the Master System version. I don't know why. Yes. The sprites are bigger and it's also more difficult to hit them. They touch you and you're dead. Yeah, the graphics are better, the music is better, but I think the playability of the Master System version is higher than this one. So move to next game. There's approximately 1 hour and a quarter left, so let's see how it goes. Okay, Golden Axe. Obviously the arcade version is still better than the Mega Drive version, and this version is going to be better than the Master System version I played last week. Some problem with Twitch or something. I'm trying to update the game. Okay, now you're making me. Let's play Golden Axe. Ouch. Wow, leave me alone. Come on here. I can't believe it. Only 2 of this. Ah. Stupid dwarf. Obviously the speed, the graphics, everything, the sounds is much better, and we have the shouting of the dying enemies, like the sample version. Just go. Cannot follow you. Come here. Hello, Bacon. This full circle cannot be done on the Master System version. Now let's use my magic. This one is a Genesis on a chip, Bacon. The one I tried last week was a Game Gear Master System. It doesn't matter because it's the same hardware. The only difference is that the Game Gear can do a stereo sound, the Master System cannot. But this one is a Genesis on a chip. I'm getting kicked out. Now, help! Some help! Yeah, continue. It said continue. Adesso continue. Oh, that's low. I say I prefer the arcade version much more. Let's see Golden Axe 2. The Golden Axe games are very good in my opinion, but I think they're best played with someone else. Just playing it single player is very difficult in my opinion, but it's a nice game. So right now we are almost half of the licensed games from Sega on this AtGames handheld, Genesis on our chip or Mega Drive on our chip if you are from Europe as I am. And it seems that from this half, practically all of them are very good games or games that are entertaining. The only thing I find lacking is that, at least for now, there was only one game that was not made by Sega. All of them are licensed by Sega because it's from the Genesis, it's part of the licensing option from the Genesis. But yeah, there's just not many third-party games. I'm not going to skip to Golden Axe free, I'm going to look at all games. We certainly have an improvement here. Let me hit you. Die, evil people, die. What the? Don't get up. I'm telling you, don't get up. Time to use my magic. More magic. And I discovered how to make the magic more powerful. Yes, have to let the button press down. Now only the boss left. You're going to die, evil boss. No, I'm not going to die. You are going to die. And you are dead. Told you. What is? Only two magic. Come on, come on. It's the same enemy, but now it's red. Stop hitting that civilian. Oh, skeletons. No. Come on, let's see if I can get to the bosses of this. No, don't hit me. Full magic. I want to see the bosses. Come on, let me use the magic on the bosses. No, don't kill me. Let me use the magic. Let me see the bosses to use the magic on the bosses. Don't kill me. Yeah, they kill me. They don't care. They're going to kill me. No, they... Push start to continue. Start. Okay, I can continue. I want to use the magic on the bosses. Oh, these black skeletons are hard. Ammo. Die, you skeleton. Where are the bosses? No, no, no. I just came direct to be hit by the more black skeletons. The first time I played Golden Axe 2, I always played on the first Golden Axe for the arcade. I love it. I think I should try to find if this was also for the arcade. I'm to suppose yes, it was. No pink skeletons. I never require a booster seat to arrive on arcade machine. How tall were you? Well, it's not like you're very tall right now. And don't you dare to use stupid units to tell me your height. Okay, finally the bosses. No, two no. I wanted to use the 6 of them. I only used 2. This is with 4 of them. That's it. That was all. I was expecting more. And I died. Okay, let's check Golden Axe 3. But just in a few minutes. I'll be right back. Hello again. I'm back. Every now and then you must take a short break from playing games and so on. It's for your health. So that's what I was doing, taking a break. Now let's go for Golden Axe free. What's that? I think the resolution may be wrong. No, this resolution is okay. So why is the name just like that? It's fun how you see that during the age of some hardware, everything improves and it's like the same hardware, so it has the same power it had on the first games. But now the sprites are much more colorful, much bigger, better, song is better, and everything is better just because the developers get more used to the hardware. And find that what they thought that was a limitation was just lack of knowledge of the real limitation of the hardware. You can see this evolution on Golden Axe, Golden Axe 2 and now Golden Axe 3, and you see how the sprites and colors and everything has gone much better. Come on, I was talking. I use the power. I didn't want to use the power on this. Get into the screen. This is my snake, not your snake. See? You made run. Just die, bitch. That's a snail race. Get out of my way. Bye. Bye. Oh, okay. At least I get up again. No. Get out of my car. Stop. Come here, come here. Oh, I won the boss. Only 2 potions. Level F. What? What are you doing here? Get out of here. You just hit me with your belly. Now that I think about it, I don't remember if there was any game of this genre for the Super Famicom or Super Nintendo. I'm to suppose there was because... Okay, bye. That's not the way. Down is not the way. So I was saying I need to suppose there is a game for this genre, but I can't recall any right now. Oh, did it to the hole. You're going to pay for this. You have paid for this with your credit card. Come here, come here, come here. No, don't leave. No, 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 no. I still need one more. Oh, yeah. Why do I still need one more? Die. Okay, now I am at maximum magic, so let's see the next boss and to see what's the maximum magic about. You're not going to kill me, I'm going to see your boss. Where's your boss? Call the supervisor. That's not your boss. Those two are hard to kill and they are not a boss. Come on. No, this is the boss. I really hope so. Because I'm going to use maximum power. Is it me or is hot right here? Yeah, that was the boss and kill on one hit. Maximum magic. Where are you? Don't hide. Oh, he ran away. Okay, now let's go to the next game. Wow, there's a lot of games. I don't think we're going to finish today. Jewel Master. This is just another platformer with punch. How do I go down? Game over. That was fast. Okay, too many of these games. Let's move to the next one. There are many games just to look and not so much time. Kid Chameleon, Mean Bean Machine. Mean Bean Machine is the same game that from the Game Gear, so I don't know. Kid Chameleon and Sonic. We all want to see Sonic, so let's try Mortal Kombat 1. Because the other two are just Mortal Kombat 2 and Mortal Kombat 3, so just let's look at Mortal Kombat. This is going to be fast because I'm really bad at fighting games, so I'm just going to be kick it fast. Mortal Kombat with a key, because with a C something. Midway percent. So this is a very good license. As I was saying before, that many of the games are from Sega. There were not many third-party licenses. This is not from Sega, this is from Midway, and I would say it's the best license they could get for this. Mortal Kombat. It's not even the Genesis Mini made officially by Sega, I think. That's a console I should visit also someday. But that's more an emulator. This is a Genesis on a chip, so things are more different. An emulator can be particularly perfect, and usually these consoles on a chip are far from perfect. Sonja. Come on, I want to fight. Round 1. Fight. Sub-Zero wins. What a surprise.
Fight.
So does they use the 6 buttons? Yes, it does. Get up, you bastard. I don't know how to do that, see? Just repeat the same movement one again. Sonja wins.
Fight.
I'm going to lose, so that's a for a fact. Yeah, I lost. Well, I'm not an expert on this game, very bad on fighting games, but I must say that the controls of this handheld are not the most appropriate to use for Mortal Kombat, because the 3 main buttons are small and the 3 secondary buttons are even smaller. They are just like, you know, those skitters or M&Ms. So the big buttons are as small as that, and the small buttons are half of that, so it makes no sense. Yeah, game over. Configure. Let's check the next game. That was fast. I know, I'm bad at fighting games. But I want to get to the Sonic and this Phantasy Star are just that, Phantasy Star, so the roleplay games. Ristar, I was under the impression it was a Game Gear exclusive, so I want to check it. If it wants to start. This doesn't look like the Game Gear version. So there's a Mega Drive version. I was under the impression it was a Game Gear exclusive. Well, obviously it looks much better than the Game Gear version. Ouch. I also think it's more difficult than the Game Gear version. I don't know. But it's clearly more colorful. This looks like a very colorful and fun platformer. As I said on the Game Gear version. That's weak. This is a game I will revisit. Now I see this have a Mega Drive version. I think it's more deserving of a revisiting. This very colorful graphics. What do I have on the here? I don't know how to get up. Like, I don't. How do I get up? Okay, this way. I'm dead again. This is easy to die here. But yeah, this is a game I could revisit. I think it's fun. But with a more proper controller and so on. Let's get to the next game. Shinobi Free. It's strange that we have Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3. We have Golden Axe 1, 2, and 3, and then we have Shinobi 3. Okay, I use the magic. Why I always use the magic? So the exploded ninjas, because when I kill them, they boom, go and explode. That wasn't mine. This is a great game. The Shinobi Saga has always been a great saga of games. That samurai really wants to kill me. No, there's a boss here. That was the boss. It was easier than I expected. The scrolling on this rope part is not very good. That's strange. Okay, that was a trick again. Give me more daggers. That's a lot of flying daggers. Use the ninja jump. Okay. Hang on. This is how you walk on water. See, Sega, this is how you walk on water. You finally learned it. It took you your time, but you finally learned it that when you're on water doesn't mean you're going on a slow motion. Oh, there was a trap down there. I didn't see it. That's a bomb! Get out of the bomb! Oh, I can't believe it! Okay, let's move to the next game. And that would be Sonic, I think. Yeah. I'm going to put Sonic Spinball just for the lols because it's awful. Then I will do a fast look at Sword of Vermilion, Deus, and Vectorman. Vectorman 2 is just Vectorman 2. And then I'm going back to Sonic the Hedgehog. So let's have a lol with Sonic Spinball. Maybe I'm going to stay a little longer just for Sonic, but for the other games I'm not thinking about staying longer. You know, I have to walk my dog and I have to have dinner and that kind of thing. So let's check Sonic Spinball and this game. This game on the Game Gear is just awful. The frame rate is awful, it's unplayable. It's something that they should have not even done. So let's see on the Mega Drive how it behaves. Because Sonic means speed, sorry. Sonic means speed. And a pinball means speed. And there was no speed on the Game Gear version. Okay, this has a speed. Still, it has some times where the scrolling just is not up to the task of being a pinball. But it's much more playable. I mean, this is playable. The Game Gear version is not playable at all. Oh, I fell to the water. Yeah, too bad. There's no tree again? This is still a bad game. This is still a bad game. I mean, they should not have done this. It has nothing to do with Sony and just a pinball, and if they just created a pinball from scratch, it would have been much better. Just look at how many amazing pinballs are there out there on competing games like the Pinball Dreams and Pinball Fantasies, and they're just originals. They don't try to imitate any game at all. They don't try to use another intellectual property. They're just pinballs, and they're amazing. Now let's go to the next game. Sword of Vermilion. I cannot seem to skip the intro. Yeah, cannot skip the intro. Oh, this looks like a roleplay game of some kind. There's a cemetery there. The music is somber but nice. It has some catch to it. I love these games where the people that just stop it is walking. Let's see, old man. Yeah, I know the world is a dangerous place. That's why I'm here. Then you see my armor and so on. The sprites are nice, the graphics are nice, but still, what I'm supposed to do here, right? It's a roleplay game. I don't have time now to just stop playing a roleplay game. What is my father? Is my father in the cemetery? Yeah, if only I knew where was my home. I'm lost. Father, where's my father in my father home? Father. Okay, this is the inn. That's the swords. And that's the restaurant. That's the church. That's the crystal ball. So is this my house? Yes, it seems it's my house. My house. Go figure. I'm yourself, you're right, it's dangerous. I mean, just like that. You're not my father, and my father is a king, and he's dead, and I must save this kingdom. Just because. Okay, I don't want to. Just bye. I'm leaving. See? I'm leaving. Bye. No signal. Bye. I left. Let's take a look at Fantasy Star just to record it and the missions on to have for the YouTube video. Again, funny. There's Fantasy Star 2, Fantasy Star 3, no Fantasy Star 1. Reasons. What is 70s? That was fun. This is apparently one of the most famous games of Sega, and I have never played it. I have never played any single game of the Phantasy Star saga. So go hate me, I suppose. I'm not controlling, it's moving along. Okay, now I am in control. So yeah, that's this role game, this famous role game I never played. And it doesn't seem fair to just start playing the second installment of it instead of playing the first one, so I'm just here now for the recording. Let's move to the next one that will already be the Vectorman scene. I think that's the last before starting with Sonic. This is just some kind of platform. And I'm dead. Stop hitting me. What is this? I'm dead. Okay, let's go to Sonic. So I'm Sonic. I'm going to just let run the whole intro and the music, and any of you that are watching me that is from the Americas or from Japan will think that the music is going too slow. Yeah, for you. For me, it's just going to the normal speed. Now that was the music, let's play the game. We can see that on the highs, the sound reproduction is not very good. I'll do a better comparison, sorry, on the YouTube video about this handheld, but clearly the song is not the highest quality here. It's still playable, it's not like sounds awful, but it can be improved. This is typical problem with all of these handhelds, and it's infamous problem from games that they never got the sound right. So when the Sega Genesis Mini was announced, many people was just worried about that that the song was not going to be correct. Thankfully on the Sega Genesis Mini it was. The emulator created by the people from Sega that created Genesis Mini is more than up to the task on the sound, getting a very faithful reproduction of the real hardware. But this is just not. This is not how it should sound. Again, it sounds okay. It's not that it becomes unplayable. Why can't I kill him? Even when I am a ball. No! Fucking fish. Why didn't I become a ball? Okay, I'm dead. Huh? Let's go and check Sonic 2. So the speed and so on looks okay. I mean, for being PAL, 50 Hz on that. The image quality looks okay. It's still composite. It will look much better on RGB or on emulator, obviously. And yeah, the sound. The problem with the sound is that the trebles, the high frequencies, are not reproduced properly. So that's that. They sound quieter and they don't sound right. Just they don't sound right. You'll see on my YouTube video in the future a comparison and you'll notice it more clearly. Now let's check Sonic and Knuckles. the first time I played this game on hardware. I mean, not on emulators. It's the first time I experienced the palm music. What? What? I can't get free of this thing. Leave me alone. Now let's move to the last game, Sonic 3D Blast. I don't know. Sound test. Yeah, we like sound test so we can compare with the real hardware. This game is crazy. The 3D effect is very good for the hardware, but the game is just crazy. I'm very confused in the controls. I just where I'm going down, up. But considering this is the Game Gear, the Genesis Mega Drive hardware, the graphics are really good. Just that it's confusing where I'm going. Where are the birds? I lost all of the birds. Come here. Cannot kill this turret. My rings, my precious rings. I picked none of them. Yeah, the perspective of this game is quite confusing. Only 2 birds left. Ouch! Landmines are forbidden by the Geneva Convention. Now, where are the other 2 birds? Not here. Not here. Not here. This game is so confusing, the perspective confuses me a lot. Where are the birds? Birds, birds, birds. Cannon here. Hello, Tails. Yeah, it seems that It's true. Dr. Robotnik is violating the Geneva Conventions. I'm back. I'm back at the start of the stage. Yeah, this confuses me a lot. Anyway, time's up, so I must finish here. If you like this stream, please follow me here on Twitch or subscribe on YouTube. In the next weeks, I will show all the games and do a teardown of this console and compare with real hardware. And on next week, I'm going to do a streaming to try these same games that are included with this AtGames console, but on a real Mega Drive, on a real PAL Mega Drive, so we can have a base comparison of how the music, graphics, and so on looks. Well, that's all for today, and thanks for watching and standing by. And see you on the next stream. Now you will see my URLs and so on for the next 5 minutes, so you can note them down, etc. Sorry, I don't have a live count to show the hardware now, but I'll show it in the YouTube video in the next week, so it's not something that I'm going to link it anyway, so you can see it. It's the AtGames Live Gamer Portable, or Mega Gamer Portable. I'll paste here in the chat URL right now. See you later. Bye.